Oh! I've seen it! I've seen Godzilla vs. Kong. Oh, I loved it! This is going to be non-spoilers. Then I'll go into spoilers, but you'll get fair warning. Oh, I'm peeking. I'm peeking the audio, I'm so sorry. Compose myself. I had such a good time with this film. It is literally everything I wanted it to be. Everything and more, ladies and gents. Everything and more. Let me just move the mic away because I'm clearly very animated today. Ah, so good. So I just, I tell you what. Like, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. Oh, but I loved it. I loved it. Jasper loved it too. Maybe not. I loved it though. It was just the best thing ever. I had such a good time with that. Oh, it's so good. They've changed the Monsterverse quite a lot, but I don't hate it. And it's just one minute of me saying I loved it at the moment. I'm so sorry. But hopefully this instills some confidence into you, ladies and gents. This was awesome. So, there are so many Easter eggs for actual, like, Toho fans. Seriously, major Easter eggs, which I'll get on into spoilers. I can't believe I can see exactly why Legendary wanted to release this in theaters. This is going to clean up. Like, I mean, seriously clean up. Oh, so good. So good. The CGI is magnificent. It is magnificent. It is amazing how good that CGI is. It truly is magnificent. Kong and Godzilla have never looked this good. And, you know, I pray to God they continue this. Because they definitely can. And, I mean, they are continuing it anyway because of the Monarch Skull Island Netflix anime. But if they continue this, I swear, it just gets better and better. They've nailed the CGI. The way these monsters look is just incredible. 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes of me just saying it's amazing. Right, let me compose myself. I really liked this film for many reasons. Now, you will see reviews where people shit on the human characters quite a lot. I did not think the character motivations in this movie, the human ones, was anywhere near as bad as King of the Monsters. And I really liked King of the Monsters, but the human plot definitely let it down. The human plot in this, nowhere near as bad. Nowhere near as bad. It surprisingly works. I know. Surprisingly works. And it really does. So, yeah, we're here to talk about Godzilla vs. Kong, but I think that's one of the main things to talk about instantly is, do the humans let it down? Because you're there to watch the monsters, the humans are the vehicle for all of that. Do they let it down? No. Is the way that Kong and Godzilla interact contrived and a letdown? No. It's not even contrived. I'm amazed. And, well, I'm not even amazed. We all should have seen this coming. Because they laid the framework for this in King of the Monsters novel. They laid the framework. Remember in that novelization when they said, oh, Kong heard the call of Ghidorah. He just chose to ignore it. That was laying the framework for this film. And it's epic. It's not contrived. And it's not a spoiler either. And I think it's safe to say. But basically, they are two alpha predators. They are alpha titans. And the planet cannot sustain two of them. So the moment any one of them senses the other, they go batso. Really liked it. Really, really liked it. I thought that was very well done. The music, oh my god, the music. Jesus Christ, so good. Hearing that Godzilla theme, so good. It makes me feel, just really, really decent. The score is epic. The sound mixing on this was really decent as well. Like the sound mixing between the music, the roars, the human characters, everything, like the Foley. Very, very well done. Adam Wingard, you're all going to forget about Adam Wingard and his shitty Death Note. I promise you now. He's going to get a round of applause for this. Genuinely, you're all gonna just forget about that. I swear. If you don't, I'll be disappointed. I'll be very surprised. So, how can I review this in non-spoilers? If you watch the trailers and you liked the trailers, you're gonna love this. Now, I tuned out from a lot of the trailers at a certain point because I didn't want spoilers. And I know that they continue to show spoilers. But I do think that there will be some surprises along the way. Monarch is an interesting group in this. I don't know whether... And this is non-spoilers. I don't know whether I really like what they've done with Monarch. I like what they did with Apex. But I am unsure of how that occurred, basically. So we are set in the far-flung future. Not really, but we are definitely set in the future after King of the Monsters. And it's a technologically advanced future. This is really, really embracing the sci-fi, but not in a bad way. I really enjoyed it. And I think adding that sci-fi element brings it almost in line with the Toho Godzilla universe. I'm not kidding. You know, when they had aliens come down and like it honestly brings it in line with that. And I think that's one of the things you need to keep in mind. Now, an homage to Godzilla, King Kong versus Godzilla. There's definitely an homage to that. There's an homage. Oh, so many homages. Oh my god. How do I can't spoil it. Got to talk non-spoilers. You won't be disappointed. The pacing was really decent on this, actually. It moved along at a pretty even pace and it didn't lag. A lot of the reviews that I've read said the first 40 minutes was a real drag until you then see, you know, Godzilla and Kong go up against one another. Nah. Honestly, nah, it was fine. I actually enjoyed it quite a lot. I think it added the heart to the story that was very, very much required. And again, I think it won't work if you're really going to overly criticize the human element of this film. That's probably where it falls apart. But I liked the human element, so that first 40 minutes was perfectly fine. And I think that you do need that first 40 minutes to establish the new universe, because it is a different universe. They have changed things, and you need that. You need that to settle into it, because it's not the same world. I mean, it technically is, but it's not the same world as King of the Monsters. So, yeah, pacing was good, music was great, score was good, characters were fine, villains were fine. Like, it just all meshed really, really well. Now, what didn't I like? I didn't overly like, and this is a gripe which I will expand upon and discuss in more depth in spoilers, because I liked it and I disliked it. So bear with me. I didn't overly like Godzilla's depiction in this. But there's a caveat to that. I also liked it as well. And I feel like they've set this up for... Yeah, I feel like they've set this up for Godzilla fans, like actual hardcore Godzilla fans, to go, yes, we know he's being depicted like this, but we know why... And we can alleviate some of that, you know, annoyance at that depiction. Because he's depicted as the villain. You saw it from the trailers. But he's got a purpose. He's got a reason to be that way. And they're very serious reasons as well. So because it's told mainly from Kong's perspective, I feel like it's a little bit one-sided if you're not a Godzilla fan. If you're not a Godzilla fan, you're not going to pick up on all the Easter eggs that are there to lay the framework for exactly what has been happening to create this situation. So that was one of my gripes, but also likes. It's just to air it. I didn't like what they did, and this is non-spoilers, and I won't reveal it, but I didn't like what they did with the other Titans in the universe. I'll just leave it at that. Now, what new Titans we did get, I liked. Could have loved to have a lot more of them, because I really like Legendary's Titans. I've said it time and time again. I think they're awesome. Yeah, fill your boots, mate. Just give me Legendary's Titans all day, every day. I love them. I really do like what they do with their own creations. Now, like I said, I think that they need to do more of that. Now, where else do I go with non-spoilers? God, it's so difficult. Yeah, it needs to be seen on a very big screen. Very big screen. There's so many details. The Hollow Earth was astounding. So beautifully done. Really loved the Hollow Earth. Like, I cannot stress that enough. The Hollow Earth was just primo. So good. So good. Music was great. Yeah. I genuinely like this film. Like, I really had a good time. Now, like, I am a Godzilla fan. I really liked the Monsterverse so far. I accept that it has faults, but I think if you liked the Monsterverse, I think you will absolutely love this film. And I cannot wait to see what comes next. I cannot wait. You're not going to be disappointed. Look, if you go into this film expecting Oscar bait, one, you're a moron. Secondly, it's not Oscar bait. What are you expecting? It's a fantastic giant monster movie. The way the monsters move in this are just awesome. They do change the way they move, but I feel like they needed to. And it's not done in a way that makes you think, because they build up to the way that they've changed. Like, the way Godzilla moves is definitely changed. Although they had sort of laid the framework for that in King of the Monsters. You know how he ran into Ghidorah, yeah? In the Arctic fight. I think it was the Arctic one. In that fight, they laid the framework for him moving much faster, because he does move much faster in this. And again, I think that that's fine. I think changing the monsters a little bit in this works very well. They built up to it nicely. They didn't have him come in instantly, right? They build up to it from our first appearance to the last, and how he sort of progresses and moves. Liked it a lot. Really liked it. So anyway, what else can I say with non-spoilers? Not an awful lot. You'll love this film. Go and watch it. Pay for it. Buy it. You're not going to be disappointed, and you must watch this on the biggest screen possible. But that being, and also, side note, if you're going to leave now, because we will talk about spoilers, please do hit subscribe, please do like this video, and please do share it. If you're a fan of the Monsterverse, share this video, because it's a highly positive review. Let's get this review out there to as many people as possible. Fuck mainstream media. Share this video. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. Let's talk spoilers. We're at 12.5 minutes. We're going to talk spoilers. Christ alive. These videos are so long when I talk about Monsterverse, because I love it so much. Right. Mechagodzilla is absolutely in this film. But not only Mechagodzilla, Mecha Ghidorah. Oh my god. Oh my god. So many Easter eggs. So many Easter eggs in this film. So let me just go back to the start. I want to just get your attention with Mecha Ghidorah being in this film, because he is in this, but in a spiritual way. So, we have our two camps, Kong, Godzilla. Okay, Godzilla is Maddie Russell, Brian Tyree Henry, sort of conspiracy theorist podcast guy, and Julian Dennison, right? Fat kid from Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Kong's side is Dr. Emma, no, not Dr. Emma Russell, Rebecca Hall, I think the name is. Skarsgård's character, as well as an orphaned Iwi girl, Gia. Now, Skull Island is deteriorating. Massively deteriorating. It cannot sustain itself any longer. Because it's literally the Hollow Earth come up. It cannot sustain itself anymore. And as a result of that, what they've done is they've created a biodome over Godzilla. So they've created a habitat. Over Kong, sorry. A Kong habitat. Really liked that. Thought that worked really well. And that's the opener, basically. We see Kong on Skull Island. And he is technically on Skull Island, but the whole place is basically just turned to, a massive infernal storm. Now, he's obviously aware of what's going on, and when we build all of that, we then move over to Apex with Demian Bashir. Yeah, it is Demian Bashir's character. He's epic in this, as well as Ren Sarazawa. I don't know the actor's name, so I am really sorry for that. But it's Ken Watanabe's character's son. Now, these two characters go to Skarsgård because they're like, hey, we want you, your brother died trying to get to the Hollow Earth. You write stuff about the Hollow Earth. We can get you to the Hollow Earth. With these Hollow Earth, like air vehicle or something. God, I've just watched it and I can't remember the name for it. But basically, they're like, yeah, we can definitely get you there. And the way his brother died is awful. So they tried to get into the Hollow Earth, Monarch did anyway, and there's a gravity inversion, and they basically just explode. Just implode or whatever. It's awful, horrendous way to die. But they're like, yeah, we can get you there, promise. But what you're going to need to do is get Kong in there as well. Because we need to get a power source. There's a power source in Hollow Earth, right? Which they need. They need to create, like, they need sustainable energy or some crap like that. I don't think they mention sustainable energy, but they're like, it's a massive power source. We need the power source. Get to the Hollow Earth. And that's how they contrive it. Now, Skarsgård character then goes to Rebecca Hall and says, hey, look, you know, can we get Kong into the Hollow Earth? Like, this is not sustaining him here anyway. How long is he going to be able to stay here for? Not long, mate. So it's not actually that contrived, right? The reason why they remove him from Skull Island, they can't, it literally can't sustain him, sustain it anymore. So they need to get him to the Hollow Earth. So that's when cue the boats and cue the scene that we have in the trailers of that epic fight. And it really is epic. You can see the fear, the terror on Kong's face. He's concerned, he's scared. And that's that first introduction to Godzilla. That's that really... Yeah, it really works. It's a great fight. The way he moves in the water, haven't seen him do that like before in the Monsterverse, and it's so very well done. The fact that he uses his tail, homage to Shin Godzilla, so beautifully done, fantastic. And it was in the trailer anyway, but it really does work so well. Now, he wins that fight. Godzilla wins that fight, hands down, right? And they hang a lantern on the fight, the totaling. Because the next fight that they have is a win for Kong. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So basically, we now know in this universe anyway, that fight happens and we know that Godzilla is going on a rampage. He's going mental. Why is he going mental? Because Apex has what looks like two of King Ghidorah's skulls, or that's what they insinuate in the film. So they say that there's a pilot skull, which they sit in, and then there's the skull inside Mecha Godzilla. Right? So, because they're doing all of this work on it, they're trying to build it anyway, Godzilla senses Ghidorah, and he goes mental. He's not happy about this, so that's why he's going on a rampage. But also in the intro scene, he's been acting different anyway, because in the intro credits to this film, he's defeated all the Titans. Like, they're like, defeated. Even Rodan's been defeated. Behemoth defeated. And they obviously go, Ghidorah defeated. So, I don't know whether he's killed them, or they're just defeated. Because we don't see any other Titans in this film. It's just like, it's just Godzilla. And I didn't like that. Because I thought Legendary have nerfed themselves now. They created some epic Titans. They've definitely nerfed themselves for the future. Because, mate, those Titans are epic. Bring them back. Those are cool-ass Titans, man. That was a shame. So Godzilla has definitely changed his attitude. He's going on a rampage. He's trying to maintain dominance, right? And then, obviously, that's why he senses Kong and all goes on a rampage from there. Anyway, they do get Kong to the Hollow Earth, and they trick him, and it's really quite heart-wrenching, to be honest. They're like, maybe your family's down there. So he's like, oh, fuck me, I'll just go down there then. I'm like, oh, God damn, come on, man. Like, he's an orphan. That sucks, dude. Come on. And he can do sign language. Gia and him talk via sign language. Didn't hate it. It worked. It works in the context of the film. Like it. Don't hate it at all. And he gets to the Hollow Earth. That is a beautiful scene, and it's just staggering. Like, the cinematography, the way the Hollow Earth looks, so good. I don't think you guys would be disappointed with that at all. It's primo. So good. Anyway, goes to the Hollow Earth, and he goes to basically his shrine. You know in King of the Monsters when we go to Godzilla's temple, this is basically Kong's temple. It's the temple of the Kongs. And I loved it. It was so good. Now, interestingly enough, that's the location of the power source. Now, the power source is drawing it up from the very, very core. But it looks to have been constructed for the Kongs. Or at the very least, by the Kongs. Who knows? There's no other Kongs there. But it's definitely a Kong temple. And in that temple, there is another axe. Obviously, the axe that we see in the trailers and things like that. And it absolutely is a dorsal plate of a Godzilla. Now, he pulls it out of a skeleton. And I was thinking to myself, well, is that a skeleton of a Godzilla or not? Because it could be. And it looks like it could be, but equally so, on the lead up to that scene, we see another giant lizard, not Godzilla, but it could have been that giant lizard skeleton as well, that version of that Titan. So I don't know whether that's... I don't know whether that was a Godzilla skeleton or not. It would be really cool if it was, but it looked quite small if it was. Now, there are some other Titans in the Hollow Earth. There's the Warbats. They looked fine. Could have been in it a bit more, but again, they're fine. They're just sort of a throwaway Titan. I liked him, but it get a bit throwaway. Anyway, he gets this axe and he lays it in the floor. He lays it in the floor, and then in this big sweep of colours, as it's drawing energy from the core, from the centre, every single one of these axes, because there's loads of them on the floor, light up. They all light up. And it comes in the shape of Godzilla's... It is a Godzilla marking on the floor. So it looks like the Kongs had an ancient rivalry with Godzilla's. They killed a few of them. They made axes out of their dorsal plates. And they made this temple. As in a shrine to these axes. They needed these axes to beat Godzilla. Because they are made from the dorsal plates. And it's one of the only things that they can use to go up against the Godzilla. Because when it uses atomic breath, it's resilient, obviously, because it's a dorsal plate. It's got the same charge that a Godzilla has. So that was really interesting, and I liked that. And anyway, he then go. It's so interesting. When that charges, Godzilla senses it. And I shit you not, ladies and gents, he does atomic breath all the way to the core. Atomic breath all the way to the Hollow Earth. It's like, oh, you don't have an entrance? No worries, mate. Boom! Atomic breath, son. All the way down there. Like, what? So good. So anyway, Kong climbs back up. They then face off against one another. And Kong wins round 2. Right? He wins round 2. But he then loses round 3. This is the big epic Hong Kong battle. He loses round 3. And it is a major lose. It's a huge lose. He's almost dead. Like, he is quite literally about to die. And I loved it. Like, it's heart-wrenching, but it works. So, Godzilla is absolutely the winner. Right? And we'll explain why in a minute. Because he is absolutely the winner. But it works. And it was so good. Homage to King Kong vs. Godzilla. When Mecha Godzilla then comes out to fight Godzilla after he beats Kong... the Apex guys, so Skarsgård and Rebecca Hall are like, well, we need to, like, his heart's slowing down. Kong's heart's slowing down. We need something to supercharge it. What like? Oh, like electricity. Ladies and gents. I loved it. So they literally supercharge him with electricity. Throwback. Nice Easter egg. Loved it. He gets up, starts helping out the battle between Mechagodzilla and Godzilla. But at this point, it's not Mechagodzilla. It is Mechaghidorah. Why? Because in the Apex facility, Ren Serizawa loses control. The pilot versus Mechagodzilla's uplink severed. It is solely being run by Ghidorah's like brainwave patterns. Because it's a computer. So it is literally Mechaghidorah at that point. Quite literally Mechaghidorah. And how do we know this? Well, when Mechagodzilla, is going up against Godzilla, what does he do? What does he do? Oh, that's right. He gets him down on the floor. By the way, most awesome Mechagodzilla we've ever seen. He gets Godzilla down on the floor, pries open his mouth, and what's he about to do? Blast him down the mouth. Why is he ready to do that? Oh, well, what happened to Ghidorah? Great throwback to King of the Monsters. Fantastic for everyone to go, that's Ghidorah. Loved it. Very, very good. But who comes in and saves the day? Kong. With the axe. Very, very well. Well, not with the axe. We're sort of with the axe. Saves the day. They go up against... both Kong and Godzilla go up against Mechaghidorah. And it's a great battle. However, Mechaghidorah does start to win and tosses them both to one side. So what Godzilla does is blast his atomic breath at the axe to supercharge it. And then Kong goes mental. So they work together to take down Mechaghidorah. Without one another, it wouldn't have happened. Like, it just wouldn't have happened at all. So that was really, really good. Stalemate. However, remember, Godzilla almost killed Kong. He literally was about to kill him. Like, he was about to die. So Godzilla's still the winner there. Because without one another, they wouldn't have won against Mechaghidorah. Now, what happens right at the end? Oh, right at the end, ladies and gents. Kong is on the floor. He's pooped. He's on his last legs basically. They've killed Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, Mechaghidorah. Godzilla walks in. And like Kong's like, fuck me, I've got to do this again. So he gets up. He gets up, and you can see he's tired. They're standing off against one another. And Godzilla's ready. Like, you can see it. He's ready to do it. Because no one bound. Like, Godzilla is the apex, right? He's the alpha titan. So what happens? Kong puts the axe down. And Godzilla then goes and walks off into the water. So Godzilla wins, basically. Like, Godzilla does win. Because if Kong hadn't put the axe down, they would have just fought again. And, based on the previous fight, Godzilla probably would have won. Because Kong was in a pretty bad way. I loved it. It was just the best film ever. I mean, it's not the best film ever. Like, obviously, there's some problems with it. But I don't care. It was epic. So, yeah, there you go. There's my review. Love to hear your thoughts on this. Epic long review. Cheers. Take care.